Right. So the one which we can see today about QA architecture point of view, because being into the quality analysis while we are learning, it's always important for us to understand about QA architecture. In this regard, so when we are working into QA architect part, it's important for us to ensure whatever the test plans we have, followed by the kind of test cases or any kind of defect managements that must be handled effectively using Azure DevOps. That is one thing which normally we are using, because nowadays cloud transformation is happening. So the cloud environment we are using, irrespective of the cloud environment, it can be Azure DevOps, it can be Microsoft Azure, or it can be AWS or something. But in context to the learning, I always focus more on the Azure perspective due to my exposure and all that. So that effectivity handling through Azure DevOps is one area. Second, we need to drive automations and all in different layers. Either it can be in user interface levels, or it can be API, or it can be performance, or it can be database. Everything comes under the right REST automation here. The third one about we need to collaborate with the development team, at the same time product management team, and as well as stakeholders and all, so that if you want to define and ensure any kind of quality requirements that we wants to meet, being a QA architect, we need to know it. Next, we must be knowing about implementing and as well as designing different test strategies, uh, which includes all the functional. At the same time, regression means if there is any changes happens and all. So how this can be addressed so far? Okay, so those are all comes under the regression part. Along with the regression, it can be performance and security testing. Everything we have to design and execute accordingly. Last but not least, we need to monitor and report all the phases of testing, wherein we have to identify what are the different areas for improvement. All these. So these are the major elements or the major functionalities as a QA architect when we are working on QA. It's important. So it's not only for a QA architect, even when we are working as a QA engineer, it is essentially required for us to know. It is essentially required for us to learn about QA services and all everything more better.